Nah, it's too hyperbolic. Good afternoon and welcome to an episode of Clark Talks About Things and Stuff, where I talk about things and stuff. Happy 700 subscribers to me, everybody, and that's more than 700. Okay, to be completely honest with you, things have been kind of crazy over here as of late because I've just been receiving an insane amount of growth. Well, it's been a couple weeks since I last hit 700, and in the time, I hit 800 subscribers. But you're not here for me to talk about my own self-inflated ego, despite the fact that I don't really have one. You're here for me to do an actual subscriber special. Now, I have been kind of going back and forth onto what I actually really want to do with this. Let's just put it this way. Talking about the Loud House is kind of what got me to this level of stardom as of late. So I thought, why the hell not? Let's talk about the Loud House. The first season of the Loud House, because if I had to talk about all 6 goddamn seasons in one video, I think I would have gone insane. More so than I already am. So yeah, basically I wanted to talk about every single episode in the first season of the Loud House. Here's where we have our first problem. Okay, so the first episode of The Loud House has 26 episodes. 26 episodes that are actually divided into 2 11-minute segments. So immediately we've already jumped up to 52 episodes. Not only have we already jumped to 52 episodes, when we multiply that by 11, we get 572 minutes. 572 divided by 60 is 9.5 hours of Loud House content. And I'm planning on tackling every single episode in this series. Now, partly, I am kind of splitting it up into a series because I haven't really done that really for a subscriber special. I've done long, complicated videos, yes. But if there's one thing I haven't done, it's make a complete and total hellhole for myself, making a single video over and over and over again for a month. Now, partly, I did ask if you wanted to see this kind of content versus me just tackling every episode in 1 hour, but let's be real here, this is probably a better way of doing it. For the remainder of this month, I will be talking about every single episode of The Loud House, 2 of them a day. Outside of the 6th, that's going to get 2 episodes, because I wanted to do it on Friday, but, you know, jobs and all that, so, you know, that kind of stuff. Either way than that, of course, I need to thank you. Thank you all for 7, 8, probably at this point 900 subscribers. This is the Loud House series. And before any of you ask, yes, I am still planning on putting this into a supercut. You will see a gigantic version of this video when it's all done. In the Loud House, in the Loud House. Duck, dodge, pushing shots, it's how we show our love. Season 1, Episode 1, Left in the Dark, is kind of a weird opener, but it kind of works in its favor because it's all about Lincoln trying to watch his favorite TV show, ARG. It's not pirate-themed, it's annoying. After that, he then directly addresses the camera for some reason. I don't understand why he does this, because, I mean, in his room, it would just be, like, a wall he's talking to. Like, is he that much of a schizophrenic? Anyways, why doesn't he catch the latest episode of ARG on fucking tomorrow on Paramount+? I had to buy an entire Paramount subscription in order to watch his show. Why couldn't he do that? Problem solved, obviously. But yeah, not only did we get introduced to the sisters in this episode, we also get introduced to an interesting character, that being Clyde. Now, Clyde is Lincoln's best friend, and Clyde also has a crush on Lincoln's sister, who's like 18 years old. Why are you still friends with him, Lincoln? If he's acting this creepy about your older sisters, why do you keep him around? That's the question of the century, but he's here to stay. Anyways, Lincoln basically manipulates everyone into staying in their rooms and all that kind of stuff, except for Lucy. I know very little about this show, but definitely Lucy, especially in this and the next episode, she's becoming my favorite character. Also, one of the sisters is actually voiced by the same voice actress who voiced Panini, and as someone who loves Chowder, I cannot etch that voice out of my brain. I cannot not think of Panini every single time I hear her voice, okay? And The fact that Panini, I feel like, is a more well-written character than the one here. Yeah.
As your president, I officially declare child marriage legal. You may kiss the bride.
In a way, I do understand that that's kind of the point, that she's not necessarily the smartest tool in the shed, but, like, still. Anyways, Lucy wants to watch her stupid TV show on an old black and white TV because it's black and white and old, and it's like what the vampires used to watch. But unfortunately, it takes out all the power in the house. It took about like 5 minutes to get here, so that's cool. The title of the episode is called Left in the Dark. You do realize that, right? The smart one bakes like some kind of cookie that makes someone glow in the dark through bioluminescence, and it's just like, bro, this is a complete and total ass pull. Like, where the fuck did this come from? Yeah, earlier in the episode when Lincoln was distracting his sisters, she was asking for a bunch of ingredients, but like, come on, man, that's just an ass pull. Honestly, I don't think I have really much more to say outside of just, you know, they go into the basement, turn on the breaker, Lincoln misses his episode, but don't worry, guys, Lincoln made his own episode of ARG to watch, and even though that he said that he would be relentlessly bullied at school for not watching this show, but, like, whatever, I guess, I don't know. Who cares? In short, Left in the Dark is kind of an alright episode. It really just, I don't know. If I had to rate it, probably like a 6 out of 10 or something like that. I'm not going to be rating all these episodes. I'm just saying that because it's an alright episode, I guess. And while we did have a meteoric start, let me just put it this way. Get the message. You know what? I think I understand where the fans are coming from with this. I think I'm starting to understand the Loud House fandom more because this episode is something that the fandom would write. You know that it's going to be a great goddamn episode when in the first frames of this goddamn episode we have Lincoln twerking to kill zombies. He's wearing a fucking Oculus Rift, somehow with no controllers he needs to carry, and the game that he's playing looks like it's something on the fucking Intellivision. Also, Lincoln goes for a piss, and he takes off the headset, and he's all like, zombies don't need to see this. What the actual fuck, man? Anyways, Lori then accidentally breaks the console while she goes into the bathroom after she was distracted by her phone, and Lincoln is not happy by this. No, not one bit whatsoever. Clyde is also here for practically no reason outside of making some really creepy comments about Lori's feet because they smashed the video game console. You know, not to assume anything about the fandom, but where the fuck was he during all of my cringe fests? Where the hell was he? Because he'd be the perfect candidate for some Lori shit. Ugh. Anyways, even though this is the second episode of the goddamn franchise, Lincoln has a list about what he hates about all of his sisters. We don't get to hear any of this, just... It's weird, though, right, to make an entire list about entire things you hate. And it's just a general shit list as well. So he puts Lori on it and leaves a voicemail on her phone that gets censored by the rocker girl. I don't remember her name. I don't care. Lori then comes in Lincoln's room carrying a new version of the video game console that she broke. And let me just get this straight. So she went to the bathroom, accidentally destroyed the console, immediately took the car and left, and then came back after a god knows how many like fucking hours, and then just gives Lincoln the new console because she broke it. It's like, what is this event? And oh no, it's so inconvenient because Lincoln already recorded the hateful message to Laurie's phone. Now they gotta go delete it. That's the premise of the episode. A good chunk of this episode is a dream sequence. I'm saying this because I'm not gonna say anything about it. However, one question I've always had involving Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has finally been answered. Where the fuck did Lincoln get that beanie? In fact, it was from the second episode of the series. Weird costume, but not the place. Point blank, wouldn't Lincoln already know the code to Laurie's room if he's been living here in the house? Or does she change it on the regular? Lucy's in this episode, but not really for a whole lot or really much of a purpose. She's just in the air ducts for no reason. In this episode, we also get to know that Lori throws her shoes underneath her bed, and then when she goes and checks for Lincoln, she then realizes, oh wait, these are where all my shoes went. What kind of character writing is this? Anyways, I guess I should probably mention the fact that Clyde has, like, a huge nosebleed. Like, it's actually kind of a weird amount of blood. Like, seriously. You don't see any blood in something like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You see absolutely zero blood. Yet, for some reason, in this show, it fucking gushes out of this guy's nose. Like, wow. Talk about a double standard. Anyways, you want to know how this episode is concluded? Lori just deletes the message. Yeah, she realizes that Lincoln was sending her a message, but before it actually gets to the bad stuff, she deletes the message anyway. So this whole premise is really freaking stupid. Okay, so remember that shit list that Lincoln wrote? Well, I didn't mention it before, but all of his pockets got emptied when he accidentally fell out of the air ducts and came into the bathroom. This is important because apparently he had the shit list on him, Lori found it, and then the episode ends. Legitimately, what even was this? But hey, you know what? At least now I finally have an excuse to show this image in another video. Because honestly, judging by this episode alone, this image right here is actually very accurate. In short, this has been kind of a weird opener because we've had an episode that really wasn't all that bad, and then we have another episode that is like absolutely freaking awful. Which is just amazing now, ain't it? But really, though, I don't really know what to think of the Loud House. Obviously, a decent amount of my mind is going towards the fandom, as that's most of what I know. But, I mean, when you really get down to it, I'm not too sure. I'm just not too sure about the show itself, to be honest with you. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't watch this in my off time if I wasn't making a video on it. That much is for sure. But yeah, I'll end this off here. Thank you all for watching this video to the very end, and I'll see you tomorrow when I have more Loud House to talk about. Goodbye.